Good morning, everybody. What a beautiful, beautiful morning in my mountain valley. Let me tell you, I'm still kind of setting up here. It is a beautiful morning. It's only 58 degrees and there's a light rain falling and it just cleans the air. It is so beautiful. It really is. I'm excited to be here today. Just here, honestly, just in a beautiful, beautiful morning. I like the fact that it's getting a little bit cooler. It makes it soup and sweater weather, right? Soup and sweaters. Why not? I am looking so forward to having some soup, and I'm trying to decide which one I'm going to make first. Okay, do we have sound? Do we have, I think we've got picture. We've got everything we need. Let me know if you can see me and hear me, please. And let me know that you're here. Right now, I can't boot it up yet. It's not coming. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Come on. Sometimes it comes right up. Other times it does not. Oh, whoops. Go the other way. Okay, 1 second here. Let's get this right. Okay, we do have a comment already. Thank you. I can see several comments. So let me see if I can get in there right. Oh, wow. Wow. All I do is print it on and it just populates. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much when you say something because I know you're here because it'll tell me there's people here, but it doesn't tell me who you are. So, and I said that before. I know it. Boo, boo, boo to you. Debbie Barnett, you were the first one on today. And Sharon Joby, good morning. And Judy from Nebraska. And Kathy and Paula, good morning from Arizona. How's your weather in Arizona? I just want to know what everybody's weather is because I think, I don't know, when we're so hot, I want to hear that you are cooler than we are. And when we're cold, I want to hear that you've got the sun shining. I don't know why. Sharon says, yes, I can hear you. And Debbie says, all is good. And Michelle, hi, Michelle. Good morning to you. And Nancy from Arkansas. Isn't it so fun that we can be from all over and still be together? I love it. I really do love it. I think technology is amazing. I just wish I knew more. I wish I could do it so much better. I mean, I do okay in some respects, and I am going to be learning more this week, and I'm excited about that. But I want to do more of it. I want to understand where it all comes from. I don't know. I like to see the inner workings of things, and maybe I get that from my dad. He would take things apart, but he was a mechanic, and maybe I have a mechanic head, but just not for cars. I don't know. I love to see how things work. In fact, I read some brain thoughts today. I love brain thoughts because I think, how does that thing up there actually work? It just looks like a big pile of spaghetti, doesn't it? Kind of. With all those, and yet it can do so much. It's amazing. Mine doesn't do as much as many of yours, right? But I think it's pretty amazing. Even when you see the insides of a computer, you think, how does that work? And even when the windmill turns and turns into electricity, I'm thinking, how does that work? I'm very curious. I want to know how things work. Paula says the high 90s in Arizona. Well, I think we're 58 degrees right now, and I am just loving it. I haven't been out to see the ladies this morning, and it's sprinkling, so they're probably in the coop, still cuddling up. And Dolores is here from Alabama. Welcome. And Judith from Ohio. Thank you for watching. And Sandy is from Scottsbluff, Nebraska. And Mindy is in Whispering Pines unless she's visiting her mom. Then she'll be somewhere else. I don't know. It's so nice. Oh, Dolores says it's 68 degrees. It's so nice that we can be anywhere and still watch. Isn't that great? I am totally befuddled by technology and what it can do. In fact, anything, like I said, even the brain is amazing to me. Okay, and this is something I just read this morning. All right. Now you can't see me, but I'm folding my arms. Okay, when you fold your arms, it said you are less creative. So if you want to be creative, put those arms out and welcome those ideas in and just say, yes, I can learn this. That's what you have to do. Oh, wow. Paula, she just bought a new Baby Lock Anthem for her daughter. It's a beautiful machine, but she still loves her Destiny. I love my Destiny too. But I'm getting an Anthem. I'm so excited. It should be here in a couple of days. I'm very excited. It's going to be a great day. Annette from Illinois. Welcome, welcome. Where was I? Okay, if you fold your arms, you're less creative. Now, we all know that if you're with someone and they fold their arms, and you can't see me, but that just means they're closed off. They don't really want to hear what you have to say. They don't even know they're doing it. In fact, if you want to send a message to someone, I was just listening to this morning. Does anybody listen to Jefferson Fisher? I love that guy. I wish he were in my backyard so I could pick his brain every single day. Anybody watch Jefferson Fisher? Please tell me yay or nay. Betsy said, I found you. Thank you. And Jody says it's 75 and she's loving it. 75 is pretty good. Okay, Jefferson Fisher. Does anybody listen to him? He used to have, well, he still does, little 3-step blurbs on Instagram and Facebook. In fact, if you look him up on Instagram, Jefferson Fisher, you can see all his past blurbs. They are amazing. Just like if you have to talk to someone who's mean to you, he's got 3 things you can do. If you have to give a talk or a speech and you don't know what to say, 3 things you can do. He is amazing. I love his little 3 things. I can, like when I do my little blurbs in the morning, I can do things in little short spurts. As in, I can learn that much and remember it, or apply it, or do something with it, or even forget it if it doesn't apply to what I want to do. But, then you'll remember it when you need it. And I think it's kind of cool. So look him up. I was listening to his podcast this morning, which I think he's amazing. I love his podcast. He has very interesting guests on. But they were talking about body language and how when you fold your arms, you don't even realize it, but you're closing yourself off. So if you don't want to look closed off, open your arms. And then ideas can come in. But if you put a gate up there or a fence, they can't get through. But there's one exception. When you want to pass that message on, maybe you're negotiating something and you think, well, I'm not really liking where this is going, then kind of lean back and fold your arms. You don't have to say a thing, and the person that you're negotiating with will realize that maybe you're not totally into this, and they're going to renegotiate for you and you don't have to say a thing. That's one of the things she said this morning. But then she said, when you fold your arms, it also closes off your creative side of your brain. So don't do it. Don't fold your arms unless you're trying to pass a message. Keep those arms open and wide for ideas to come in, because don't we get ideas all the time? I love it. I totally love it. Annette said she probably does not watch or listen to Jefferson Fisher. Look him up on Instagram. Look up his podcast. You will love it. You'll get sucked right in. He's just really a nice looking guy too. He's a lawyer in Texas, and nice looking guy. And he's very comfortable when he talks. And this is what he likes to teach, is communication. And I think that is something I can learn a lot about. He even has a book out, and it's called The Last Conversation. Good book. I'm reading it probably for the 3rd time. Good book. Okay. I always get my itchy nose. All right, here's a funny. So we've talked about something to make us smarter, right? And here's a funny. I was doing laundry the other day, and I, of course, got my baskets out, and I sorted my whites and my colors and heavier clothes, and I had them all sorted out. And I went to wash the colors, so they were in the washroom, and this white basket was just sitting there. And my sweet husband decided he wanted to help me. So he dug into the whites and started sorting them and putting socks together. Do you know where I'm going with this? And he was getting them. It was wonderful. I mean, I got in there and they were almost all completely folded. And I said, Larry, I haven't washed them yet. So he was putting dirty socks back together. And I thought, ooh, I don't want to even touch them. Anyway, but he was very nice. I thought that was kind of funny. All right. Nobody enjoyed that, right? I can see that. Dolores, oh my goodness. Yes. Well, I have to tell you, I survived last week. And many of you gave your condolences on Facebook, and I appreciate that so much. And I want you to know it went really well, the funeral. My brother died that's hard to say. He died a week ago Saturday, and we had his funeral on Saturday, and I had to talk. So I had all week to ponder and think about and revisit, and I wanted to do him justice, and I think it went okay. Anyway, just want you to know that it's done, and it was good. It was really, really good, and thank you for your thoughts. Ooh, dirty socks, Betsy. That's exactly right. He was sorting and folding dirty socks and underwear. No, 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 please don't. All right, one more reminder. This class is this week. There you go. This week. It is going to be so much fun. I got my kit cut out yesterday. I am ready to go. So, whatever you're sewing on, I'm going to be teaching on the Applaud and the Triumph and the Radiance. Those are my 3 machines I'm going to be using. And I'm going to use all 3 of them. You can use just a sewing machine, and you can still do it. It will work. You can use just your Triumph, and it will work. The only thing that's going to be quite a bit different is where I've done the wave stitch on my napkin. That's the only thing you really can't do on a sewing machine, but you'll think of another way to do it. So no biggie. So however you want to sew this is going to be the one we're going to do. That is Thursday. And so many of you have signed up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. So check out the Zoom link. In the welcome letter, you got a welcome letter with a Zoom link. Make sure you click on that Zoom link like the day before, and just make sure it works. And you don't have to stay there, log out, whatever. Just know that that's going to work. And the other link on there will take you to the pattern. If you haven't already, mine's behind me, downloaded the pattern, download the pattern, get it printed out so you've got it right in front of you so you can take notes if you want to. And it's been a long time since we've had a Zoom class, so I'm really excited to do it. And I have found, and when I take Zoom classes from people, unless they're just talking, it's easier for me to pay attention to what they're doing and sewing it later. If you want to sew along with me, that's great. But when I do that, I honestly get lost because while I'm sewing, I'm thinking about what I'm sewing. I'm not watching. And maybe that person will go on to the next step and I'll miss it. And I think, oh, I'm going to have to wait and watch the rerun so I can find out what I missed. So however you want to do it, that's great. If you want to pop in for a minute and then if you have somewhere to go, that's okay because you're still going to get the recording. And the recording will be available later in the afternoon on Thursday. As soon as it renders and pulls it in, I will put it right in that same link where you have the pattern. So in the same link where you find the pattern, and in that same link is a welcome letter again. So you'll have that in there again, and the pattern. And then when we finish the class, the video will be in there. So you can watch it, okay? And you can start it and stop it and do whatever you want. And if you purchased it on the website, which you had to do, right? Make sure that you set up an account and use the same email that you set up your account that you purchase classes with. If you do that, then you can log into your account and see all the classes you bought. They're all going to be in the same place, and they're always going to be there. You'll have them. You won't have to go looking for them. And I know people have emailed me and said, I can't find my class. And I said, did you set up an account? Oh, they hadn't. So all they had to do was go in, set up an account with that email, and there's their class. It's really easy. Not hard. It's that technology. You know how we love it. Oh, Paula said she goes back and rewatches. I love the Serger foot one. Thank you. That's one of my favorite because we have this package of feet and we don't know what to do with them. In fact, in one of my future buddy chats, I'm going to go over and just tell you what comes in every foot package, like the Solaris and the Radiance foot package and the Triumph foot package. I'm going to show you what feet are in there. We're not going to do them, but I'm going to show you what's there in case maybe you don't know if you want to buy a foot package. I love the feet package because they're right in that little bag, and I've always got them and I know what's there. It comes with a book that has all the instructions that I keep right together. They're wonderful. So I'll do that in a later date. All right. Paula, you are so sweet. Thank you. And Dolores, thank you. Thank you. Jody says, I don't even use the Design Center on my Dream Machine. Oh, too intimidating. Well, today we're going to talk about it, and it's not going to be scary at all, okay? So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid at all. Do you know what else I learned today? I like to listen to podcasts. So I learn lots of stuff, and it goes in one ear and out the other usually, but sometimes it comes up. I learned that if you sleep in a cooler room, then your body burns more calories and your metabolism is higher because your body is trying to get a little warmer to get cozy enough to sleep. How about that? I'll tell you another thing I learned, that energy drinks, and I have 2 grandsons that they love energy drinks, but it kills your brain cells. And they haven't proved this one, but they're watching this or doing studies on it, that it can put you in a higher risk for strokes and heart attacks. So if you're an energy drink person, I am not. I can't take caffeine at all. It makes me sick. So I don't drink them. But if you want to have a stroke, have a heart attack, or your bones will just kind of fall apart. In fact, soda water, pop, whatever everybody calls it. What do we call it? I call it pop. What do you guys call it? My dad called it sody water. I don't call it that. I call it pop. So what do you guys call it? Do you just call it soda? Well, when I go get a hamburger or something at wherever, I don't know about protein drinks. I would think that would be good for you, Dolores. So when I get a drink, I can drink a drink with a hamburger or with a meal in a restaurant or something, but like a soda water, pop, whatever you want to call it, pop. And okay, I'm on the right page. Pop is what I call it. I don't know why. Where'd that come from? I will have one then, or just water, because I love water. Love, love, love water. But sometimes a good root beer just sounds good to me. That's really all I drink is root beer. I don't even like Sprite or 7-Up. I like root beer. And there are some places you can't buy root beer at all. And I found that when I was traveling. You can't buy it, root beer, fountain root beer. You can't get it. But anyway, that's what I like. I just thought of something. Oh, Dolores has pop here too. I guess maybe that's the thing to say. I learned something else on one of my things I watch or listen to. Because I love to understand the world around me. I just really love that. They said that when you're talking with someone, and this probably came from Jefferson Fisher this morning, when you're watching someone or talking with someone, if they touch their face, you tend to not trust them as much. Not that it's scientifically proven that way. It just means that that's how people react. If you are touching your face, they said that you are not as trustworthy. And so here I'm itching my face. So that's one thing to be thinking about. But then they said there is a spot right here, right between your collarbone, where if that's a soothing portion of your body. So if your anxiety or something's going on, or you're nervous or upset or stressed out, if you will even rub right there, it will calm you down. All right, is everybody rubbing there? Feels good. I don't know. But like if someone says, oh, that means that is, there, you can't even see it. I can't even show it to you there, but people go, oh, I mean, you see that gesture a lot. Well, that means that touches their inner self. And you can also touch it yourself and rub it, and it will calm you down. So, okay, enough of that, right? I can go on and go on, go on and go on and go on, because I like to learn about stuff like that. I have books and books about body language and what your brain does. I mean, my favorite show on Netflix, I don't know if they have it on anymore, is Brain Games. Love those. I think they're so interesting. All right. Hey, Jenna says, I just got here. I like this. Okay, everybody, give a little rub right here. We'll calm down. Okay, calm down. Yeah, calm down. I'm going to have a spot worn right there. All right, I'm going to go right to my machine. And we are going to talk about the very, I mean, if you shy away from IQ Designer, maybe all you do is just plug in designs and stitch them out, and that's great. But there are things you can do in IQ Designer, and this is where, don't fold your arms because then you'll lose it. You want to be creative here. This is where you can make things. So it's kind of like a computer program built right into your machine. And it's just a fun place to create and do things. And I'm going to do something very simple today, but I want you to try it on your machine if you've got one with IQ Designer. Okay, let's go over there. And Dolores says she likes to know new stuff. Yep. Well, you watch Jefferson Fisher. He'll teach you new stuff. I just can't remember all that he tells me. Okay, this is a Radiance. And if you have the Destiny, it's going to look much like this. So I'm not telling you anything you can't do on your Destiny or any other machine with your IQ Designer, as long as you have IQ Designer right there. All right, first I want to talk about, this is the little pen that comes with my Radiance. And I know that Solaris, you have a different kind of pen, but it's going to be much the same. Right here on this end, there's the cover for it. I just unscrew it, and now I have this little flexible tip. But notice on that tip, there's a plastic thing. You leave that there. That is an important part of what you're going to use it for. Where can I put that so you can see it better? Paula says she rubbed there and her headache left. Well, I kind of have a headache this morning. Again, I have to rub that more. All right, so that's the tip I'm going to use. This part is where you're going to flash it, and you'll use that on the bed of your machine. We're not going to use that right now. And another thing I do want to suggest, if you're going to store this and not use it for a while, take the battery out. How often do we get in maybe a little radio that you've tucked away and you forgot about it and you pull it, or a flashlight, you pull it out and the batteries inside have got white stuff all over them. They've kind of exploded and they're no good. Sometimes they can damage the flashlight too. Well, it's the same here. It can damage this. If you're not going to use this for a while, just pop that battery out and just set it next to it. You don't always have to have it inside of it. I use mine quite often, so mine's inside, and I'll be changing it, in 3 to 6 months. That's okay. So this is the little tip that we're going to talk about. Another thing we're going to talk about is using a mouse. I love the mouse. Now on my Solaris, I could use a mouse, but I needed to use a wired mouse. Now with the Radiance, I can use a mouse that has this cute little guy right here. And all I do is plug this into my machine, and it comes with my mouse. I do like the wireless mouse. That makes this wireless. So I'm going to plug it into the side of my machine. All right. And now all I have to do is turn on my mouse, and it's ready to go. And I'm going to use that, and I'm going to use this today. I'm also going to use my fingers. But in using my fingers, it's going to be in your way. So I'm not going to use my hand a lot, but right there I'm going to touch IQ Designer. You got sewing, and this comes with French on it too, because we are a worldwide company and there's many other languages that use our machine. So right here's my sewing. There's my embroidery, where a lot of people I know spend. And I do embroidery too, but I love to go into IQ Designer. Sandy wants to know, is the pen available for purchase? Is there something we can substitute with? Sandy, did you not get a pen with your machine? Because it comes with your machine. So I hope that you did. Yes, you can buy more. If you want to buy one, just talk to your dealer. Yes, you can still buy it. All right, I'm going to go into IQ Designer. This is where I'm going to be today. And really today, if you are very proficient in IQ Designer, this is going to be things that you've already known. But you know what? They got to start somewhere, right? And I want you, if you have not been in here, I do want you to start. I'm not going to go over all the buttons. I'm going to briefly tell you what they do, but we're going to go in and create something. So this part right up here, this portion is a line design. That means it's going to affect just the lines. And you go down, and this is going to look a lot like what you're going to find down here. So these 3 lines right here have to do with lines. This down here is areas or sections, or I think I usually call it areas, but it's properties of an area. Actually, we'll show you that in a minute. Sandy said she bought hers from a friend, and I'll have to check for the pen. Thank you. Yes, Sandy, go in and to your dealer and get you a new pen. You can definitely get one, because I would suggest you do. I mean, they're fun to use. And we're going to use both of them today. You'll see what I mean. All right, I'm going to go right into here. So this portion right here, from this right up here down to here is, let me get a better pointer. So from here down to here is our areas or properties, just those right there. Right up here is our line properties. In fact, with my mouse, which I think is really cool, I can hover over anything, and if I stay there for a second, it will tell me what it does. Like right up here, custom patterns can be created using a scanned image or image data files. It tells me what that button does. So I can go up here. There's a camera view. Can you see where I'm going? And this one I can increase, and there's my panning hand tool. And down here is my line tool. There's my line bucket, and there's my line properties, and there's my dropper tool. I go down into here, and this is telling me that this is going to be my area. Let's see what it calls it. A brush tool, a bucket for regions. Okay, they call it regions. You'll find it called a lot of different, well, several different things like regions or area or properties. And then down here is my region properties, and there's my dropper tool. And then I go down here, and I'm in eraser, and there is my stamp shapes. And I just call those shapes. We're going to get into that. But notice all of these are grayed out down here. That means I don't have anything up here to make bigger, to rotate, to mirror image, or to duplicate. I don't have anything on there, so it's not going to allow me to do anything. And that's nice that it doesn't allow me. Oh, Barbara says, following because I have my design center. Well, then maybe you'll learn something today or be reminded of something, because I'm sure that you all have learned probably a lot of these things already. Okay, so right here, this is where it's telling me right here what stitch I have on my line properties, and there's the color. Down here, this is telling me what stitch I have on my region properties or my area properties, and there's a color. I can go in and change those. This right here, if I touch this guy, is going to take me into choices. We're not going to do any lines today, so I'll go out of there, but there's a lot of choices there. And right here, I can also touch up there and get the same window. So there's two buttons that do the exact same thing. Down here, I'm going to touch my region properties, and there I have my region or my areas. But I can also touch this little guy down here. Does the same exact thing. Okay. Let's go back to, we're going back to soda water. Dottie says, we call it pop, but I don't care to drink it. I'm a water gal. I am a water gal too. Hey, Pat DeBrow, she said, I'm following just because I want to learn something as well, even though I can't do it. Maybe one day. Well, you probably will. If you see all this machine will do, you are going to love it. All right, I'm going to spend a little time right here in my shapes, and right here is an eraser tool. Yes, an eraser tool. I love that. I use that one all the time. Okay, I'm going to go into my shapes and see how many different shapes I have. Right here, I have different categories for shapes. So there is the one I'm in, and these are just closed shapes, so you can fill them with a fill stitch. Really fun to do. And right here, there are more shapes, and you'll see that some of these are not connected, and that makes them really fun to do. Because say if I pulled this one up, I'll just pull it up. There I have a flower, and I have those petals around. I can fill each petal with a different. So I'm going to be buzzing through here just quickly for a second. I want you to see all the different shapes. I've selected you. Come on, there you go. All the different field properties I can put in there. Let me put in those. Let me put this one. No, I want to go there. Boy, there's just so many. And now I've selected it. I've got it in red. I'm going to say OK. And now when I touch the bucket, got to put the bucket there, because that tells me that I want to do something with that fill. There I go. I've got it in there. I can go back into there. And I wasn't intending to do all this today, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, because this is definitely something we can go over and things that you'll learn in your class. I'm going to change the color. And that's not that I'm going to stitch it this color, it's just putting a different color in there. There's that one. Let me do one more. There are so many beautiful things you can do. Okay, now I want to do that one. Now I want that. See, I can just keep it going. Let's do, what color did we do? We did green before. Let's do a blue. And I'm going to put I got my bucket. And there I've created a flower with those designs in it. Now, they're not going to stitch that color because I have to tell it. I have to tell her what color I want it. Just because it's in that color, that just shows me there's a different step that I have, and that's all it's going to do. But we're going to get out of that because I want to show you something else you can do. Actually, while we're here, let's do something else. And I'm going to touch my eraser tool. And right here it's telling me that I can choose a square or a circle. And I can choose the size. So I'm going to go up in size. I'm going to go up to a 30. I'm going to say OK. And now I'm going to use my mouse this time. Now there is my eraser tool. I've got a little circle and it seems a little small to me. I'm going to go back into my eraser. I want it bigger. I can choose a square or I can choose a circle. Okay, now see how big that circle is? I can go in and I can erase one of the petals. But notice I'm using my mouse, and is that clear enough that you can see that? I think it is. And using my mouse, I'm going to push down my left side, and that activates it, so I'm going to erase. I'm going to let it up once in a while because what if I came in and I accidentally, oh, whoops, I touched over there and I erased part that I didn't want to erase. I can go down here to my undo button. See, it tells me it's an undo button, and I can restore the piece up there that I took out. Now, I still have my eraser highlighted, so I'm going to come in and erase right there. And what if I want to get up really close? Because I can't see. I'm going to bump into things. I'm going to go up here to this button, and it's going to give me an opportunity to do 200%. That's bigger. What if I want to go bigger? I can go as high as 1600%. I can see each individual pixel. That's really a little big for me. Let me go down to 200 again. I think that's going to be okay. And then there I have my eraser tool. Now I can erase very carefully that guy out. And now he's not going to stitch. I love that. But what if I want to go clear over here that's hanging off the edge? Because I've got it so big, I can't see everything. I'm going to go up to my hand tool. I'm going to click it, and that's going to allow me to move it over. See how easy that was? But then if I wanted to erase again, all I'm going to do is be moving it around. So I have to go back down and click on my eraser, and I'll say OK. And now I have the eraser tool back again because it's highlighted. You can tell that's what I'm going to use. Okay, I'm going to go right between there. Now what happens, this is a fun thing to know, what happens, I'm going to go back down to 100. I've cut a hole right through that leaf. What if I wanted to put another fill in there? What's going to happen? So I'm going to go back over to my fill properties, and I'm going to select something else. Let's do that diamond one. I'm going to say, okay, it's going to have me choose a color. I'm going to choose pink. I'm going to say okay. And then I'm going to go over to my bucket, because that's where you go when you want to fill something up. You want to have your bucket. You want to fill it up. And if I went over here to my leaf, my petal over here, it's not a leaf, it's a petal. If I go to that petal, what do you think is going to happen when I try to fill that petal? Does anybody know? It's not going to fill it. And the reason being, even though I filled each one of those, sorry. Oh, I just changed them all. That's okay. It's not going to fill that one. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in and change the color so you can see a difference here. Come on, girl. In fact, I'm going to select something totally different because I changed everything. Let's go to that one down there. And I'm going to pick green. Kind of a weird green. All right, so now I have this green guy right up here, green fence looking thing. And if I touched out here, it's going to fill the whole area. But that petal right there, because I've made a break in it, it wants to fill everything. It will spill out. So think of it that way. It is going to spill out of the petal. I'll touch it and you'll see. There I go. You can't even see where that petal was. I don't like that. So I'm going to go back to undo. I'm going to hit undo again. Now I'm going to get my petals back to the original ones that I had them in. Let's see how far back we can go. And now I have restored my petal. If I wanted to, up here, I still have the fancy one chosen. I still have green. And I'm going to take my clicker over to this guy right here. I still have my bucket highlighted. I can click on it. Now it's just going to be in there. So once you make a break in a line, it's going to spill everything out. So be aware of that. And probably you learned that in your regular embroidery. All right, we're going to clear it all out of there. I want to create something. So I'm going to go over here to my stamp shapes. And I want to just show you all the different things you can do with this. These are the closed shapes. In fact, it'll tell me right up there, those are my basic shapes. These are my closed shapes. And they are closed shapes, but they're not all connected. If you remember, this is the flower I brought up. They are closed, so they have areas that you can put things in. And you'll see a difference here because I'm going to go to my open shapes. And look at these. These are all open shapes. So that means unless I close it off, I really can't fill them with a fill properties. Okay, I can't fill them up. Although right down here, you see this heart right here, this one is a closed shape. And this leaf is a closed shape. So you'll just be aware of what you've got there. I think they have it called it an open shape because it does have a stem on it. But the fun thing about this is you can find something that you think, oh, that looks like it might be like this one up here. Maybe I can make some swirlies on a pumpkin with that. There's different things you can do with all of these shapes. You can bring them in and create. All right, so let me go back to my basic shapes. We're going to make Mickey Mouse. There I've chosen just a circle. And I like that. I'm going to move him down a little bit. And so to move him down, I just held on to my mouse and just moved it around, just like I would if I were just using my finger. Or I could use this, and it's all going to do the same thing. Or I can go down into my size shapes, and then right there, I can move it with this. Or I can touch the center button, and it puts it right back in the center again. See all the many different things you can do? This is amazing. Totally amazing. I love it. All right, but we're going to make Mickey Mouse. I'm going to move that circle down there. So I want to have another circle. I could go back into my shapes right over here and bring another circle in, or I can just duplicate that one. I'm going to duplicate it. And now it's giving me another one that's a little offset. I'm going to move it up here a little bit, and I'm going to change the size. So I'm going to go down into this button. And I'm going to change the size. Now I have a box here with the arrows going in, and that means that that's going to make it smaller. I have this box with the arrows going out. That means it's going to make it bigger. And then right here, I have it where it's just going to squish it down. In fact, let's touch some of these so you can see. That one right there, I'm going to squish it down. Look what happens to it. It's going to make it an oval. Or I can squish it back up. Or I can take this one right here where it's squishing the sides in, and it's going to squish the sides in and make the oval the other direction. See how fun that is? I can even take it and squish it back out. What if I've made all those changes? I don't want them. What am I going to do? I don't want to go back in and pull a circle back in. So see this little guy right here? This is a universal button that you'll find on any of the Baby Lock machines. If ever you see that button, it goes back to the original. Let's see what happens. There it is. You'll find that in the sewing side, in the decorative stitching side. You'll find that in a lot of places. Always remember that's what that does. You'll find this button even on the Vesta and a lot of the lower end machines. So don't think that, oh, I don't have that button. You might have that button. You just never know. Okay, I am going to make this smaller though, because Mickey Mouse does not have huge ears like that. How big should we make him? Oh, that's too small. I need a bigger ear. Let's make it up to a 3. So right up here, if I wanted to, and I knew exactly what I wanted, I could go up to the keypad and plug it in. So I could say, I want 3 there, and I want 3 there. Takes me right where I want to be. Okay, I think I like that one, but he's got 2 ears. So what am I going to do? I'm going to duplicate it. I hope that I didn't just blow that. I think I might have. Okay, I'm going to move that ear down. I'm going to duplicate this one. I'm going to move it down on his head. I'm going to leave that guy up there because I can't do anything with him now. Oh, I just went out of that one. Let me go back. I love how I can just move things around. I can just reverse and go back. I'm going to go back until I only have one circle up here. If it lets me choose it, it may not let me choose it because I went on and did other things. But that's okay. We can, oh wow, look, I'm going way, way back. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that guy. Let's bring my circle back in. See how easy and fun this is to do? And you know what? If you do something you don't want to do, how easy it is to fix it. I'm going to move this guy down. Remember, I wanted him down a little further. And then I'm going to duplicate him. And I've got one offset there. And now I'm going to make him smaller. I hope you can see my mouse as I'm moving around because I don't know how well that's going to show up on the camera there. I'm going to take it down to about a 3. Again, close enough. And then I'm going to move him down here. I'm going to put him on Mickey's head. And I'm going to duplicate him because I want another one. And excuse me, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to duplicate. Now I've got a second one. I'm going to move him over there. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Hope he's not too lopsided. All right, now I've got my ears on there, and I'm happy with it, but I don't want these lines right here. In fact, I can decide which line I want to take out. I can take out the bottom line, or I can take out the top line. But first, I want to enlarge it. Remember how we got that bigger? And, okay, see right there? I couldn't move it. Why? Because I didn't activate my hand tool. All right, now I can move it. Now I'm going to go down into my eraser, and I'm going to choose, I've got it still at a 60 in around, and that's good. All right, so that's going to be great. I've got it highlighted. I'm going to use this, and I can just come in here with my map, I'm good. And I can come, oh, that's a very big circle. But see how I can maneuver that? And I'm going to let go once in a while. So if I accidentally take out something I don't want, that I don't have to go back too far or restore too much. All right, let me show you what I mean. So right there, I'm going to keep my hand on here and I'm going to just erase. Well, that's not really what I wanted to do. But see how I've erased all of that? All I have to do is go down here and restore or undo, and it's going to bring it back for me. And now I think I'm going to use my mouse, even though I have that very big circle. I can get a little closer with my mouse. And if I want, I can go make it even bigger. And I'm going to use my hand tool. I'm going to bring it up. And now I'm going to click on my eraser because right now I just have my hand tool highlighted. I need to highlight my eraser. I'm going to say OK on all of that. Oh, darn, I didn't want to do that. And hit undo, and it brings it back. I need to be in a space, and that's really way too big of a circle. Okay, I need to undo. Do you get the point of what I'm trying to show you? Okay, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my eraser, and I'm going to make it smaller. That is just way too big. I'm going to go down to 30. When I'm trying to do delicate, smaller things, I want to have that a little bit smaller. And you can see right up here, it is definitely getting smaller. I think I'm good right there. Now I'm going to say, OK. I still have my eraser highlighted. And it still seems really big, doesn't it? OK. And now I've got my 800. I'm going to use my hand tool, and I'm going to pan over. Oh, that one looks pretty good. Okay, I'm going to go back out to 100 and see where I sit. Now that looks pretty good, doesn't it? I just have to do the same thing with the other ear. But now, I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to pull a nose in. I think I'll pull number 12. He's going to have a little bit of an egg-shaped nose. And it's bringing it in really huge. So what do I want to do? Oh, Dottie, you were right. You pulled that. You said it will spill out. It does spill out. The floodgates open when I have a hole in my gate. All right, I am going to make this smaller because it's way too big. And I don't know how big I want it, so I'm just going to keep going down. I want it smaller than that. He's got a little nose. I don't want a big nose on him. And I'm just going to move it down. Once I've got it where I want, then he's done. I think his ears are a little lopsided, so I'm not really happy with that. But, so this gives you an idea of the things that you can do in IQ Designer. So if you have never played with IQ Designer, go into that shapes area and just pick something and start creating with it. And you can take things off, you can put things on, you can do all sorts of things with it. I like to work in it. It's just fun. Okay, let's give him an eyebrow. Okay. I know he doesn't have eyebrows. Does he have eyebrows? I don't remember an eyebrow. I'm going to bring it up there, and I'm going to make that smaller. I'm still going. Going to go tiny. Do you see the fun things you could probably do with this? And you know, when you're in embroidery, you can only go so much smaller and so much bigger. When you are an IQ Designer, you can do a lot more bigger and smaller than you normally could. That doesn't really look like an eyebrow to me, but that tells you what you can do. Okay, there is an eyebrow. Maybe he's got his eyes shut. What do you think of that? Maybe so. All right, does anybody have any questions or comments or something I can help you with or explain better? This is a great place to start. If you start with your shapes, you can do so much and have so much fun with it. But yes, I could go up to here, and I'll use my mouse so I can hang on it. So you can go up to here and you can bring a pattern in and you can still create with it. Yes, I have a bug, Mary. Mary Pat. I'll call you Pat. I do have a bug. I have box elder bugs. Not very many this year, so it's been a good year for box elders. But I always have one or two in my room. And I also have a wasp or two in my room. I don't know where they come from. They come one at a time. I kill it, and then the next day, there'll be another one, like to replace it. I don't know. Maybe he's reincarnated from the night before. All right, so you can bring in a design that you want to work with. And it's a line, so you can erase, you can add these shapes to whatever you bring in. There are so many fun things you can do. So just get in here and start playing around. Definitely. All right. Did you hear that knocking? Yes, I know, Pat. But Mary shows up here. So my first instinct was say Mary, but I know it's Pat. I met Pat in North Carolina, didn't I? I do remember that. And Pat, I'm hoping to come back. I'm expecting that I'll be back there in the spring. I'm excited to do that. All right, so that is what you can do in IQ Designer. That is just some of what you can do. But what it allows you to do is to create things. And that's what all of these, your line properties and your region properties, they are there for you to create in. If I don't like what I've done, I can always hit my undo. And did you notice that when I did my undo, I now have a redo? There I go. I can put that eyebrow back in. It's there. See how fun that is? And I can undo, and I can undo, clear back, or if I don't want to take all those steps, I can always just hit the garbage, and it's gone, and I am ready for my next part. Now, while I'm creating, I can also put it in memory. So there I have my memory down there. That you'll find the memory on most pages, on most screens when you're working on your machine. So activate that memory. Make sure that you save things. Let's see, I think that's all I wanted to share with you today. I think that might be it. What I want you to do, though, is tell me if there's things you want to learn about, because I would love to go over them. I think it's really fun. And you could take a class in IQ Designer, but you will never learn everything you can do because it's not possible to show you what every single step on every single button is. You just need to go in and experiment and just try. It's a sandbox, it's a playground. Go in there and just play with it and have fun. Okay, that's what I want you to do. That's your assignment this week. All right? Go into IQ Designer and just make something and just take a picture of it and put it on Facebook. Let's see what you've done with it. Okay? I want to see that you are creating something. And even if you go in and just make a little Christmas tree, you don't have to stitch it out. Just go in and create something and post it so that we can see what you've created. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be something that you've done. And when you start doing that, you're going to think, in fact, in the night, you'll say, oh, I know what I could do. I mean, you can make your own flower, even though in the shapes you have flowers, because you can bring in your circle, you can bring in petals, you can make them different petals, you can make them overlap, you can make them bend down. There's so much you can do in IQ Designer. It's a creation program. So don't fold your arms, because you can't create when you fold your arms, because you're closing your body off to yourself. You don't want to do that. Thank you, Paula. I tell you, I really have a lot of fun with these machines. I like to see how things work. I do. In fact, I've told myself I'm going to get one of my kits out because I told you I have 7 bins of kits that I've collected over the years, and I don't make them because I'm always doing something else. I'm going to get a kit out and let it sit on my table until it annoys me so much that I'm going to say, I'm going to sew that up this week. I won't have time this week or next week or the next. So maybe in 3 weeks, I'm going to make that a goal. I'm going to do something. I don't know. I am coming to Hokema. This one is in the books. I'm coming to Hokema in Redding, California. And that will be November 7th and 8th, I believe. And I will be in Houston at the Houston Quilt Festival next week. So if you are coming to either of those, if you're near Hokema in Redding, come see me. If you are at the Quilt Festival in Houston, drop by the Be Sew-In booth. I'll be working with the baby logs. I don't know where yet, but I'll be there somewhere, okay? Come and tap me on the shoulder and let's take a picture. I love to take a picture when we're out and about and doing that, and I'm meeting you because I love it. Yeah, and this is kind of a refresher course, don't you think? Because this was really basic. Just takes you back to seeing what you can do. Oh, and Design Suite. Do you want to see how you can bring it into IQ Designer and use it as a fill? Because we can do that, definitely. Sandy says, thank you for the class and information. I can use the shapes for quilting my kennel quilts. You can, Sandy. You definitely can. And Janet says, I will try it. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Janet. Paula, you did get a crazy hoop and magnets with your IQ Designer. Yes, you did. And that, in fact, we'll do that. I'll show you how to scan a picture in and bring it in and work with it and stitch. We won't stitch it out, but I'll show you how you can do that. That is so much fun. I love doing that. In fact, it's been my goal. In fact, I tried to do it with my grandkids, but I think I only had one grandkid out of 20 that would give me a design or draw me a picture or something so that I could put it on a quilt. So I started going back in my old drawings from my kids I had done and pulling out some of their, this is a fun thing, pulling out one of their drawings, and I'm going to make a quilt. All these things I want to do, I know. Rub, calm down. But I want to make a quilt with a drawing that they had when they were a kid. I mean, that would make me so happy because I've got, my office wall has drawings that the kids have done over the years, my children, and some of those things up there are 30 years old, and I love them. And they'll say, why don't you take those down? I said, no, I love them. So if I can make a quilt with all their drawings on it, I would love that. I would totally love that. All right, Debbie, we will talk about how to bring a design suites in. That would be a great thing to do. In the meantime, if you haven't signed up for this class, get signed up because it is Thursday. But if you can't be there, that's okay. You'll still get the recording. If you want to buy this next month, that's okay. It'll still be there for you to purchase because the recording will be in there. So, but I love to have you live. Because that's the time that you can get your questions answered. If you don't quite understand, like when we're doing this ribbon back and forth, you may not understand how the measurements were on this or where to place it in there. We'll talk about it. If you don't understand, I'll go over it again. All right? If you're there, I can answer your questions. We can talk back and forth. Not like this Facebook. We're going to talk back and forth, and I love it. I love it. Mindy says, I used IQ Designer to make butterfly and heart shapes that I quilted on my latest quilt for my niece. So fun. And she loved it. Oh, Mindy, show us a picture of it. Post a picture. Let's see it. And give us a close-up of what you created. That would be so much fun. I would love to see it. All right. I'm expecting today to get flooded with pictures of things that you create in IQ Designer, and tomorrow and the next day. Give me some pictures out there. I want to see what you've made. All right? Maybe I'll hook a drawing to that. Is there a way I can make that a contest? I'll see. Okay. Post your pictures. Post your pictures. I want to see them. All right, everybody. Oh, thanks, Dolores. She says hugs. Thank you. Thank you. This is going to be a great week because we have got great weather outside. I'm loving it. And you know what I love about maybe rainy weather or snowy weather? When I was a little girl, you know, we never change. Do we change? No, we don't. We're the same person we were yesterday. Nothing changes. In fact, reflecting was a better word for this talk for my brother's funeral. I had to really go back and dig and think about our childhood and what he was just a bit older than me. So I kind of looked up to him a lot. But then it made me think of things that I did when I was younger. And I pulled out a history that my mom wrote, just about each of us, just little short things about what we were like as children. I haven't changed a bit. Nothing. Nothing's changed. I may have evolved a little bit, but I'm still the same person. In fact, she said in there that I like to make things out of stuff. And I would collect stuff and make things and glue it together and pin it together, and didn't have a sewing machine, so I didn't sew it together, but I did a lot of gluing. And so, do we change? No, we don't. And on a rainy day and on a snowy day, I loved to sit at a window and color. I just like to color. And so those are things I still like to do. And maybe you're the same way. Dolores says, I think you're right. Yep, Dottie, it was a good review for those of you who have done it before. But get in and do something. And if you've got a project you already made using IQ Designer, show it to us. Let us see it. I want to see it. Just take a little picture. Just put it in there. Yes, Betsy, it changes here and there. If I am out of town, then I have to cancel it. And with traveling coming up, then we'll be a little more spotty. But yes, Tuesdays at 10 o'clock in the morning. But it will stay on Facebook all 30 days. And then I will switch it over to YouTube. How about that? So every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, I will be here. Because that's kind of the time that we found that most people could come. And you know, by the afternoon, you're busy getting your dinner ready or doing other things. And really at 9 o'clock, I'm not worth a thing. I am a morning person. I am not a night person. So if you get me after 7 o'clock at night, I will have my arms folded because I can't create anything. But when I sleep, I create lots. And my mind is just going crazy. I think, oh, I can do this, I can do that. Let me try that tomorrow. That's where my mind is creating. All right. How would you save that? There is, save this video here. Well, I can put it on YouTube. So I can save it and put it on YouTube. I don't know if you can save it, but I know I can, and I'll stick it over on YouTube, and then you can watch it again. All right? Okay. All right. I think I'm done for today. If you have any questions, even if you watch later, ask questions. I'm going to be monitoring the thread here. I'll be here for you. Okay? I'm here. I'll do it. Let's do it together. Okay. Sew up something fun today. Enjoy the weather outside. Go out and take a walk and just enjoy it. Okay? I will see you later. Bye-bye.